All right, I'm assuming this is going to record. This is Dinner for One, and this is the sole organ track that I selected. If you want to change the organ patch, you're just going to select that, and right here it says Vintage B3. You can change, I'll go into that in a second, but you can actually change the actual different ones. This is the tone wheel organ. There's a lot of them are the same, they're just different settings. So we're going to go in and change the settings on this organ first. So I'll play a little bit of what I have. Hopefully it'll record. And you can slow this down if you want to, just by pulling down on the, you can hear the Leslie kick in right there. Okay. So that's the basic idea. You could slow it down just by coming up here to where it says 52 and just pulling down on that, or setting it a slower tempo if you want to. Okay. Tempo is not that important. I played it in time. We could fix that later. All right. So let's say I want to change the sounds on this. I'm going to go to this Vintage B3 down in the lower left-hand corner. Double click that, and you can actually see the Leslie turning in that cabinet. You can actually go to the rotor cabinet, and you can change the microphone processing. You can change the acceleration and the maximum rate. The dry level is the level for the normal sound, and the rotor level, so you can put it on dry or rotor here. You can change the drum position of the brake and the horn position of the brake. That breaks faster and slower, so if you want to break a little slower, I think you would put it up here. All right. So as we're watching this, you can actually see the rotary move, and here's your brake down here. Now when I recorded this, I set this to be affected by the tone wheel on my keyboard, but you can actually see it here. You see it slow down, and it's going to start speeding up. All right, so first thing I'll teach you here real quick. Church door organ. You can see there's a million there. All right, I'll teach you how to affect the different parameters of the organ. I'll teach you how to change the notes first. Let's double click on the top, or click on the top of this, not double click, and it highlights the whole thing. You can double click it, or you can go over to the scissors up here and click on that, and you can see the actual notes I played and the lengths of the notes. So start at measure 2. The default is it will do one screen at a time, and if you want it to flow with the screen, go to View and Scroll in Play right here. So then it'll start scrolling. It'll catch up. It'll start scrolling. If you'd rather see the notes, you can go to Score. Okay, so when you go to Score, there's a couple of things you can do, and probably on this particular one, it would be really easy to edit this in Score. There's a pencil there. Up here is your pointer tool. You can change tools, and on the right hand side, I go to Pencil tool. Okay, that's going to make this a pencil, and I'm going to show you how to access that. You hit the Command button on your keyboard, and it will become a pencil, and it will add. Okay, I can move that. Okay, I'm going to exit that. It made it an 8th note. Ah, shoot. It's a little funky. Okay, I can go back to, now it made it an 8th note. Okay, if you want to do it that way. You can go to piano roll, And let's see what measure we're on. We'll measure 8 here. Go to piano roll, and we'll measure 8. And it made that note short. It only lasted a half a beat. I want it to last 4. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to slide it. So this becomes a bracket right here, and I can affect the end of that note. Okay, so now I have a full value. Okay, that's wrong. So like that. Go back to score. Like that. You can add notes there. Now you can also add notes in the piano roll. I'm going to add a D here, right there. So I'm going to go to measure 9, beginning of measure 9, just by clicking on it. I'm going to hit the piano roll. I'm going to hit Command. I'm going to come to this D line right there. That's what I want to play. And it's going to add it. Okay? So that's how you add and take away notes. You can actually change notes by just clicking on it, sliding it up and down. You can change the volume here at velocity. You select the note. As long as it's selected, you can change the volume of it. Now, if you select a whole group of notes like this, they all move up and down together like that. I just click and hold. And I just click like that. All right. Click, hold, and drag. I can also change all the velocity of all those notes. So the redder they are, the hotter they are. So I like to say. So I had around here. Anything you mess up, Command Z, and you go back to the original. Okay. So that's basically note editing in this particular program. All right. Now, as I go through, I'm going to let you do that. You can edit the voicings. You can take out notes. You can go to the score anytime and play it and listen to it. If you want to delete notes, you go to, is there eraser tool here, Command, and click on what you want to erase. All right. Then I'm going to delete it and bring it back. Okay. All right. Just Command Z. This was the hard part right here for me. All right. So you might want to edit those notes. Piano roll, score. All this is accessed by this right here, or by just double clicking on the top of this. It'll just come up automatically. All right. Anything you can think of to do, you can do on this. All right. So now I want to edit the file up here. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm just going to edit this. There's several parameters again, and I'm going to just hit the A button on my keyboard. And you can see I've actually put in a line here. This is main volume. So I started the main volume at -12 and the peak right there all the way back down to a decrescendo. So let's just listen to that real quick. And that makes it easy. Okay. All right. So that's your volume. The way you would do that is you would click anywhere along this line, or click on one of these dots and lift it up. It goes up. You lift it down. It goes down. I think I started like 12. This is the same way. If I want to do a section, I would click here. Okay. And I click right by it and click right by that. And that will raise an entire section up like that. I can move this to the left. I can move that to the right. And you'll hear it get all of a sudden louder here. And you can hear it clipping. So I'm just going to get rid of all that and keep it the way I had it. you can do that. You can change any of these volumes here, like that. All right, don't like it, you can change it back, Command Z. Command Z is your best friend, I always tell the students. All right, so I'm going to go over here to this little menu right here on the track, and I'm going to click, and I have got right here, there's several parameters. There's smart controls up here. There's, I don't mess with those unless I know, oh, that's your sliders, but I can do that. I'll show you how to do that. There's the volume, there's the main volume, the pan, the solo, the mute, okay? There's a send one, which is some effects that were preset. There's the Vintage B3. You can actually look at them, you can change things about the manual, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to change the rotary speed. So here I click on that, and there is rotary speed. All right, rotor speed, not rotary speed. So if I want to change the rotor speed, it's going to do something kind of weird right here. Boom, it goes to brake, and then boom, it goes to fast. So you can actually, and wherever you click, that's where it will do it. So it's just like the switch on the actual brake. All right. So I'm going to take all that off and let you play with that however you'd like to. You can, that's where you can change it. You can also do, there's slow, brake, and fast. All right. You can also do that. So that's how you would change the rotary speed. So between those two, I think you've got enough parameters. I don't know why it's not showing. Yeah, I don't know why it's not showing that right there, but nonetheless, you could always change it if you don't like it. Or you can do this. You can just copy this by hitting copy. You're going to create the same track. Watch this. You go back to track section 1, and you're going to paste it. And let's see. I want to paste it without the changes. Anyway, I don't know how to do that. So you can, anyway, you can play with the rotor speed there. If you got a MIDI keyboard, you can just do it like that. If you like what I have, send it back. One more thing is go to the Vintage B3, and there's your drawbars. You can change the tones. That is the pedal there. All that stuff. All these parameters you can change, the rotary cabinet, all that. We should talk about that. There are more options that a lot of them, I don't know what they do. There's that key click. You can take that off. I got this. This is just like a B3. So hopefully that explains everything you need to know, and hopefully